Please excuse the helicopter in the background. Apparently I live in Gotham City. I'm gonna open up my browser by using Option Command B. So you can see that opens your browser. I'm gonna open up a sample. I'm gonna have to hit these little headphones here. Dope, I'm gonna use that. Now this is key. When you have multiple stems, what you wanna do is highlight all of those stems, drag those stems into this empty space at the bottom that says drop files. You're gonna hit Command. Notice when I hit Command, the stems line up vertically instead of horizontally. If you drop them in like this, they will come all onto one track horizontally. You have to hold Command until they are vertically until they're vertical, and then you want to let go of the click but still hold command down the whole time, but let go of your clicking button, and boom, or let go of the mouse, and then boom, they will come in all in a row like that. Now I'm going to close my browser, Option Command B. So this is a long sample of people actually playing instruments, which means the time fluctuates over time. So in order to actually warp it correctly, I'll hit warp, which will technically warp the track, but it ain't gonna be in time over time because the track is too long and it's someone actually playing the instrument, so it's not completely on time. Ableton can't warp that perfectly. The sample's too long. To help myself with the warping process, I'm just gonna put the DAW into the same BPM as the sample, which is 82 beats per minute. All right, so step number one, that I'm actually gonna hit warp here in the clip view. Now, the best way to do this, like I said, is either like take like a couple of bars, like 4 bars, and just create a perfect loop there. But still, as you play from that point on, it'll be out of time eventually, so you'd have to keep doing that. You know, which is essentially what you're gonna have to do, which is such a long sample, it will get out of time over time. So what you wanna do is play it and find those downbeats, the 1 and the 3, the 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a are very easy to. Of course, you can use the 2 and the 4 as well, but because I'm using my own drums, I'm gonna take the drums out so I won't be able to hear the 2 and the 4 as easily because there will be no snare. So to do that, what you want to do is play the track. You see how I said ba-da-dum, dum, boom, right? Like that's obviously the one, which you can see Ableton has created a warp marker here. You're going to double click that. But as you notice, it is not hitting at the one spot where this 3 would be, is actually the one of that bar. So 1E and a 2E and a, this is the 3rd bar, but that's the one of the 3rd bar, right? So this one drop right here, you would move it over and then play it again, do it to the next. Notice how it drops right on time. Boom. Another one, this one, boom, right here, right? But it's after the 5. So you click it, move it over, and as you notice, the other side has already been warped, so it's kind of stuck in place. Oh, where's that at? My last warp just, oh no, it's still there. So yeah, you see I have 2 warp markers. When I warp this, it does shift everything behind it. But yeah, let's see with my camera, behind, oh, that way. Behind it, it does shift everything behind it, but everything before it is locked in place due to this warp marker. So once I play it, it'll sound like it's all in time with the beat. And you're essentially gonna have to do this throughout the entire sample. If you wanna use the whole sample, or you just take a section that you use, but with samples that are changing over time, this is what you have to do. All right, now I'm gonna finish doing that. I'm obviously not gonna force y'all to watch that, but that's what you have to do in order to warp the sample properly. Rack from a previous live set, and I'm gonna just take those drums and imprint it here. Of course, I could redraw all of those MIDIs. I just want you to see that, like, you could take MIDI of, you know, basic drum patterns that you know you're gonna use, and you're just gonna flip and redo the hi-hats. You're gonna redo all the velocities, and you could just, you know, grab those from previous live sets or like a template live set that you've set up, and you can place those into new tracks. That way way you can use your own previous MIDI drums as essentially a sample that you could just repeat and use over and over again, and sort of like re-sauce up, change velocities and that sort of thing every time you do a new beat. So in order to find my previous MIDI, I'm going to hit Option Command B again, reopening up my browser. And as you can see here under current project, it'll show you all of the projects that you've ever saved in your DAW all together. I got these trap drums I want to use. So I have trap drum develop groove. I'm going to open that up and take the drum rack from that live set. I'm going to drag that over into a MIDI track here, or I could maybe even drop that into the empty space here. Yep, drop into the empty space there and it'll work. I'm going to hit Option Command B again, close that browser because it's just in the way, but it's helpful. And let's see how this warps up with the rest of the beat. And it can be as simple as that, although I know it is not simple and then just made it look easy, but it's as simple as that. All right, so now I got something that works. What I want to do is change the velocity of some of these MIDI notes so that the drums just have a bit more variation. They sound more humanized. I'm going to choose my MIDI clip up here, and it opens up my MIDI information. I want to change the hi-hat, so I'm going to click this note here on the left side of the piano roll. That'll choose all of those hi-hat MIDI notes throughout the entire clip. And then over here where it says velocity, I want to randomize this. This button right here actually gives you the entire range by which those hi-hats. So velocity range here, not absolutely sure what that, I mean, the range in which it's going to happen is due to this button right here. So if I switch this down from 127, which is giving me the entire range of possible velocity, I'm going to put this down to like 10, right? And of course you can choose whatever number you want, and then I'll hit randomize. And as you'll see, the randomization is happening within a much smaller space, which is much more realistic. Now I will play this beat. And you can see the hi-hats are just dancing a little bit more. That's all I wanted to show you in this tutorial. There's of course much more. You know, thanks for watching, man.